Well, my people, I'm back. Um, I left off on 82nd Street, and going back to the Myer Lansky's daughter, Sandra Lansky, who actually she really helped me a whole lot after meeting her. Doing what I had to, bought the milk and all that, and um, it came to a point where she wanted me to teach her son, how to fight and stuff like that. And I would fight with him, play fight and stuff like that, to teach him, certain moves. Um, take him to the movies. I remember I took him to see. He wanted to see Parent Trap with Haley Mills. You know, me, I'm into westerns, but little kids, so we went. We had a good time and stuff. Um, but meanwhile, when I was dealing with Sandra Lansky and her kids, um, I was with the Seven Diamonds, and you know, certain things happen, and I don't know if I mentioned that I got into a beef in my class, 7-9, with the president of the vampires. Came in acting like he was a gangster. So, I'm good. Had to whip his ass. Told me, at 3 o'clock I'm going to kill you. I said, okay. You know. Meanwhile, a friend of mine heard what happened. He told Tony, the president of the Seven Diamonds, look, um, Babyface had problems, having problems with somebody in his class. By 3 o'clock, when we came outside from Amsterdam Avenue all the way to Columbus Avenue, that was jam packed with gangs. You name it. In fact, I named the gangs. It was Royal Bishops was there, the Jesters was there, um, the Buccaneers, Enchanted Angels, and my gang, the Seven Diamonds, Vampires, Persian Kings. I think Rebels were there too. Um, um, I don't remember the other, but that I couldn't believe it. So, Tony told me, "Yo, you want to fight?" So of course, he said he's going to kill me. So let's see him kill me. So he went up to the guy and he said, "You want to fight my boy right here?" And he thought about it. He said, "No, no, 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 no." So we left it at that. He told both of us to shake hands. Tony was always telling people to shake hands. So we shook hands, boom, 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 and then we became friends in school, whatnot. So I was doing my thing. Again, I was doing my thing, trying to do my thing the best way I can. Sometimes I caught myself with the Seven Diamonds, and we would go around mugging stuff like that, and I really didn't like that. So I said I gotta find a way to wean myself out of this, because I wasn't into. My thing was, if somebody was selling drugs or whatever the case may be, take it off them. But, come on. Working people, get out of here. So anyways, lo and behold, I was a lucky guy. I met this girl. Her name is Virginia Rivera. I met her. We met on the train. Actually, I was like going home and stuff like that, and I met my friend of mine, Carlos, who was in Vampires. In fact, they all were vampires. What Carlos? Where you going? I said, I'm going home. He said, come on with us, man. You ain't got nothing to do. Now, I wasn't a vampire. I was a seven diamond. But, you know, Carlos, I met Carlos before all the gang stuff, you know. He lived on 85th Street. I lived in 207. He lived in 205, I think. And, I met his brothers, uh, Domino and Eddie. Called him Fat Boy years later. So anyway, um, as I was, getting real close to this girl, I said, I gotta find a way. I gotta find a way to get away from the Seven Diamonds, you know. And so one day we go. I think we went to Central Park, and who was this guy named Antenna? Nice guy. Um, he was a brother to this guy named Johnny, another nice guy. Anyway, we all went. I don't know. We couldn't find no herb. We go back to 84th Street. Here's a guy coming out the bar drunk, and we told the guy, "What are you doing walking around here like that?" And the guy, So Antenna snatched him, and we took his wallet and told him, "Get the hell out of the block." Boom. So he left. Split up the money, and which is weird. I think Antenna didn't like the idea of doing that anyway, because after that, I never saw him again. You know, he was always around us. So I guess he just, you know. But anyways, I did the same thing. I said, I can't do this. So I knew that if I worked with, always doing little work here and there for Sandy, going to the store, whatever, she was always hitting me off. So I said, let me do that. And then I had a job, emptying garbage and stuff. So I just weaned myself away from the Seven Diamonds and started hanging out with the vampires, or vampires. I call it vampires because that's what they used to say. So, and I wrote a play called Vampires, which was highly critically acclaimed. So meanwhile, I was seeing my girl, and at the same time, there was this woman. I think she was an actress, or whatever the case may be, but we had a relation going. She was like 37 years old, it was like about 14 and a half. And, she found out about me and this girl, and she got pissed off, and, she told me, oh, get out of my life, I mean, she was hooking me up, she used to buy me clothes, give me money. I was always cool with her, even though I was hanging out with that gang and doing some crazy stuff that I shouldn't have never been doing. I didn't need it that bad, because I had this chick that was looking out for me. And I think my mom's found out, and she said, what are you a pimp now? I really didn't know what a pimp meant, And I said, no. So anyways, going back to Sandra Lansky, I started, again, work, dealing with her. And she used to always sit me down like a big sister and tell me, I want you to go to school. I want you to finish your education. I want you to do this, do that, and I would look at her and go, okay, all right, She was a nice woman, nice, One time I remember she had a maid. The maid stole her jewelry. Thought I did it. Or it made it look like I did it. And I told her, I said, I would never do anything like that. Never. I know you did it. Bam! She slapped me, and I looked at her, and it's a good thing that she was a woman. Again, I don't know. I didn't know anything about, her past and stuff like that. And I said, okay, that's how you feel about it. So I left. Can you believe that she found out, or I don't know how it happened, she got her jewelry back and she found out that the maid stole it. All right? She apologized. And I accepted her apology because she was cool. She was really a cool person. She was really cool with me. Again, she treated me like if I was her. And she defended me because her mother, Ann, uh, called me a black cat. she, would, she would not pass. And so I, I had told I had told Sandy, I said, Sandy, your mother called me a black cat. She went, what? I said, yeah. I said, what she means by that? So I didn't know. I was innocent, racism and all that crazy stuff. I really, I was innocent of that stuff. I started learning as I got older. She told her mother, if you ever say anything to him, blah, 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 I'm going to take you back to wherever she was at. I think she was in a hospital, mental hospital, or some shit like that. But after that, her mother was like, she would look at me, and I would look at her, but she wouldn't say much. Meanwhile, I remember again. I remember one time that we watched the Academy Awards. Her, I think this singer named Del Marino that she was producer or managing. I think she was managing him. He was a good dude. One day he took me shopping and bought me some clothes and stuff like that. And I was like, damn. And the store he took me to was like, was on the money. But he got along with me great. So, anyways, we watched Sidney Poitier get the Academy Award, and she was excited. Whoa, yeah, for Lilies of the Field. So, again, um, even though we had that little, she had that little thing. She always trying to make it up to me, and I felt like she shouldn't. She felt like that. You know, um, I guess if I felt like that, I probably would have slapped somebody too. You know what I'm saying? And then apologize later when I found out that I was wrong. Um, one time, one time I remember I was in the living room talking to her, and her son Gary was downstairs lighting up firecrackers. And what happened was that um, he was lighting firecrackers, and this guy on a motorcycle was whatever whatever he said to Gary. Gary got scared, and he was calling my name, Johnny, Johnny. And we both, me and Sandy, ran to the window to find out what it was, and some guy was there looking like he was a gangster. And I think Gary said, he's trying to cut me. And I said, come upstairs. And don't worry, I'm coming down. And when I came down, you know, this guy hops off his motorcycle. He had a knife. I didn't have nothing. So Gary ran, and I told the guy, what's your problem? Blah, 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 blah. So as he was coming at me with the knife, I popped an antenna off the car. And as he came, I said, fire! Got him right in the face. And then, he got all pissed off, so I threw the antenna and I ran to the side. And he went like this with the knife, and he sliced. I had a sweater that he sliced. But he didn't get me deep. Anyways, the next day, this kid named Caesar told me, you have problems with somebody? I said, yeah. He says, he he said that he's gonna bring his gang and they're gonna kick your ass or something like that. I said, how you know that? He says, because he stopped me. He asked me if I knew somebody that looked like you. I said, oh, okay. To make the story short, um, he told me, don't worry. He went to 84th Street and got the vampires. I'm serious. He got the vampires because the guy went and got his gang, and they all met on 82nd Street off of Western Avenue. Boom, 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 back and forth. So his boy said, where's the guy? And he pointed at me, and he looked at me, and he saw that I was a kid. This guy's a grown man. He said, him? You want us, you want us to come here for him? And then, I don't know what had transpired, but one of the guys said, listen, we'll get my boy over here to fight your boy, and then that's the end, right? And he said, yeah, okay, we'll do that. So this guy we knew who was deaf and dumb, volunteered to fight. He fought this motorcycle guy and knocked him out. Bam! The guy went down, dropped, boom. And then the guy said, okay. His leader said, okay, And then he picked the guy up and he said, be friends, this, then, the other. And that's what happened, right? So then I think it was somebody said, you saved that kid's life. Because somebody, a witness, so he said, you saved that kid's life. He was going to cut that kid. Talking about Gary Rappaport. And I said, well, I don't know, man. I know that, his mother told me to look out for him and to teach him how to fight and stuff like that. And I don't care who it is, whoever, try to get stupid with him. I'm there. And again, I have my people, But with that, I'm going to cut to another part of this story. So, peace out, man.